It looks like Meghan Markle is in deep trouble, as reportedly Netflix is now regretting the $100 million deal after her With Love series flopped big time. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because reportedly, Megxie is in big trouble with her bosses, as Netflix is regretting the $100 million deal after her With Love series flopped harder than anything before. Now, all credit first and foremost goes to Salty Duchess at Duchess_Salty for sharing this article from the Express in the first place. And here we go. Here's the headline: Netflix regretting the £85 million, which is circa $100 million, Meghan Markle deal after With Love flop, with an insider saying it just hasn't paid off. Now, if you remember my video from yesterday, and if you didn't watch it, I'll link it in the description bar below, and it'll be towards the end of this video as well. I made a point. Now, here, I was saying, look, Netflix seems to be telling us how they really feel about Megxie and a series, but just allowing the comedians under their roster to say it for them. And so yesterday, right here, you had me reporting on Netflix comedian Christina Pazitsky slamming a series and reminding you that John Mulaney had also slammed Megxie and Hazza a month ago. Now we have this report saying, yes, Netflix is regretting the deal that they made with Megxie and Hazza. But moreover, you now have another Netflix comedian slamming Megxie and publicly mocking her. So American comedian and talk show host Michelle Collins issuing a damning verdict about it all. And so she appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. And when she was asked about her thoughts on Megxie's show, she was like, look, as someone who likes to work, I love it. Here's the problem. I just feel like you can't have it all. And some people just want it all. Rebagging the pretzels, Andy. I don't cook. That's something I could do. I wanted a little bit more from Meghan Sussex. Her name's Meghan Markle. Let's be real here, okay? And so, as all of this to me is just proving even more what I said from yesterday, that Netflix seems to be telling us how they really feel about Megxie in a series, but just allowing the comedians under their roster and other public faces to actually say it for them. And so let's go to Netflix regretting this deal, because, yeah, an insider is now speaking out and being like, we shouldn't have signed him up at all. Telling the Express, quote, it doesn't matter how much Netflix try and spin this, With Love Meghan has not been a success, either critically or commercially. It's been savaged by critics the world over. Sure, there have been a few lukewarm reviews of the series, but in general, it's been poorly received. Meghan and the Netflix PR machine tried to gloss over the failure by having the Duchess post on social media that the show had broken into the top 10 rankings, but it just as quickly dropped out again. Even the SAG Awards, which aired in February, is still in the top 10 global list and has been pretty consistent, while Meghan's show is nowhere to be seen. And then the insider then goes on to reveal, that how much Netflix has paid for them, it's just not paid off, saying the big issue Netflix has is that they paid way too much money to Harry and Meghan for content, and they haven't got their money's worth yet. Reportedly, as the insider is saying here, the royal duo was paid over $110 million, and so far they've produced 3 seasons of shows that all ran for only 1 season with 18 episodes in total, and that works out at roughly $6 million per episode. It's a lot of money to shell out when all these episodes and all these series are bombing so hard. And so then the insider then says you would expect to spend $6 million per series, but her show is horrendously over budget. Netflix are going to have to either keep churning out content with them or cut their losses and run. And that is what we are expecting to actually happen by the end of this year. When this contract is up for renewal, we are expecting Netflix to cut their losses and run as far away from the gruesome twosome as possible and drop them. Because this is the thing, right? A lot of the sugars out there are going to say, well, no, actually, everyone's expecting Netflix to drop them, but they've just announced the second series of Meg's show, so actually, you're going to be proven wrong. No. Let's be very clear on this. First and foremost, the only reason why they've announced a second series of Meg's show is because it was already filmed. So they're not going to waste it. They're just going to release it. Secondly, it's important to take note the time of when this series is going to be released. In the autumn, just before their contract is up for renewal. They're getting it all in before the contract is up for renewal, before essentially Netflix legally has a chance to run the other way from the gruesome twosome, cut their losses and freaking run. But this is the thing, right? Going back to my video from yesterday, I believe it more than ever now when I'm saying, look, Netflix seems to be telling us how they really feel about Megxie and a series, but just allowing the comedians under their roster to say it for them. Because you now have a new comedian talking out today against Megxie. But not only that, you now have this insider turning round and saying, actually behind the scenes, it ain't all freaking roses and little mini flower petals on top of biscuits, right? It's not that all. It's not a freaking rainbow platter of fruit. No. Netflix are really not happy with them at all. They are regretting the deal big time. So what do you guys think? Do you think Netflix regrets the deal with Megxie and Hazza? Do you think the first chance they get, they're going to cut and run away from them as far as possible? What do you guys think? With that being said, if you appreciate this video and you want more, and believe me, of course there's going to be more, you do not want to miss my next video that's going to be coming up in a couple of hours' time, as Meghan Markle's Netflix show has actually been slammed as toxic by a doctor. Oh yeah, what is this doctor saying? You will be shocked. So if you don't want to miss out on that, then make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers. Do you think Netflix does regret this $100 million deal with Megxie and Hazza? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.